This video is completely pointless and stupid, but I figured we got a long way to go before season 3, might as well talk about it. So in my Discord and on social media, I've been trying to get like a gauge of how people are feeling about the season 3 teaser and the characters. Somebody made a fair point that there's going to be more hype for season 2 of something more than, the later seasons, such as season 3 here, just because, it's earlier in a game's tenure as opposed to later. So I think there was a lot more hype in season 2 than there is now. And I don't know, man, like there's a lot of people that are just kind of having the same thoughts as myself, where it's like no one's really standing out too much. So I wanted to do a tier list, meaningless tier list, because it's way too early, but meaningless tier list for who I'm excited for versus least excited for, right? And obviously these are not all the characters that we're going to get in season 3. Of course, there'll be more. And I believe this one here is not playable. I don't know. But she didn't get like a special name like over here. Like she didn't get one of these. So I got don't care for, meh, I like them, intrigued, and very excited for. So we're going to start with Norma. Actually, you know what? We should start with this character here. Watch this character be the most interesting character throughout the whole season. Watch this be like the main villain or the hero in the end or something. This character will probably be the most important character. But as for now, for me, I just don't really have a care for her now. But she probably is going to be super important or something. But as for now, I'll put her here. Just, I got nothing for her. So we'll just put you there. You're a mysterious character. We don't even know if you're playable or not. I'll put you there. So that's that character. So then we have Norma HOLLOWELL. I believe it's HOLLOWELL. Not familiar with the voice actor by just the name. But yeah, so this is going to be a fire stunner. Not like a really good stunner, but like a fire stunner, the element. We'll see though. We'll see how she plays out. But so far, it is interesting just because, like I said, I don't like to look at the leaks and like see everything because then it ruins the surprise. But I did hear something about her hat not being a hat, but I don't know what it is, but apparently it's not a hat. And the character was definitely fun in the trailer. The trailer, she had a lot of personality and making the funny faces. And so she's very expressive, which is good. And we also saw her in-game model in this version as well. So Norma, I think, will actually probably be a fan favorite. It may be short-lived, but I think she will be a fan favorite. I'm going to put Norma, for me, at, I like them. I like them. It's a thumbs up so far for Norma. And like I said, fire stunner. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be another slap in the face for Jufufu. I don't know if she, I mean, it has to be. She can't be weaker than Jufufu. That's just going backwards at that point. So I guess it is a slap in the face for Jufufu again. But also, I don't think she'll be as cracked as Dylan. But then again, it could be more so. And also, even if the beta stuff is out, it's version 1. So even if that stuff is there, it'll change by the end of it. So I'm not going to even look at that. But I like them. I like them. I like her. Then we have Velina AIRGID. She's our first wind element character. If you don't count Sakaku in the beta. We all know. Those who know, those who remember. But no, she's interesting because she is the first wind character. So she literally has that going for her. And I mean, she looks very elegant, looks very pretty. Her voice was very good too. If you heard her voice in the trailer too, her voice is like freaking great. English VA voice. I would definitely probably put her in the same, well, I would say intrigued, because she is the first wind element. That has a lot going for her, the wind element. Just because, we're going to get a little bit familiar with that with the next boss we're going to fight. Because it's going to have the wind element to kind of tease us. But she's going to be actually, she's actually going to have it as an agent. So that'll be interesting. We don't know if they're just gonna shill the heck out of Wind for the whole season 3. They might, and at that point you probably want to have her in mind, you know, because they might just do that. You never know. Not much else to say. Don't think she's a DPS based off what I've heard. I think she's just going to be like a helper, but not necessarily a support either. More so just like maybe in the role of like sub DPS possibly. So we'll see how that goes. But not much else to say about her. Looks freaking great. Great voice. And our first new element user. And I do want to mention both Norma and Velina's designs I do like, and they both very, very well represent Rose Califer. I feel like that like Utopia, or like, or not Utopia, but that place that they showed, the new area we're going to, they just kind of scream, hey, I'm from here, assuming they are from there. Then we have Claret. Now Claret, if anybody, she is the only character who actually jumped out to me. And even when I say jump out, I don't even really mean that in itself. Like, nobody really jumped out to me in the trailer, but if I had to choose somebody, it would be her. So, ooh, Cassandra Lee Morris. That's that's Morgana from Persona 5. That is Mualani. That is Lee Fang from Dead or Alive series. Yeah, Cassandra Lee, awesome. And like a million different animes. Ooh, and the JPVA too. But yeah, that's a W voice actress. What I've noticed about her in the trailer, it says True Blues behind her. And we'll get to the next character too. But the character after her, I believe, is going to be a part of the same faction as her. So I think they look like they're dressed as maids, or like, you know, supporting the working at that restaurant or whatever the place is. That's what it looks like. But they also look very like emo-esque. Obviously Roxy more than Claret, but yeah, I would say for them, I'm feeling her. Like Claret, I'm intrigued. Guarantee you she is going to be terrible, because whoever I like usually ends up being so bad. I bet you she's going to be a character who is niche and is also bad in her niche. That's what I think is going to happen. She's going to be the skip character, and I'm going to be upset. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just where I'm putting my hopes at, so I can hopefully be wrong and she can be really good. But yeah, I'm gonna put intrigued, because she's the one that actually stood out somewhat, of like, oh, you know, that's okay, you know, they're cooking. But yeah, I guess that's where I put her. Then we have Roxy. Now Roxy, you can see behind the JPVA, it says True Blues, which is the same restaurant that Claret was standing in front of. So I'm assuming Claret and Roxy are working in the same squad, same faction, right? Brother, right off the bat, as somebody who's played Genshin all those years back, this just looks like Sucrose, younger Sucrose in her emo phase. Like, that's literally what it looks like. Or like Sucrose's younger sister or something. But yeah, once again, didn't jump out to me, but definitely was like, huh, you know, like, okay. Like, you know, it got like an eyebrow raise at least, but it wasn't like, it still didn't jump out to me. Goated VAs for both JP and English. Bryn April is QQ in Honkai Star Rail. She is the freaking, what is that? Me or whatever from 100 Girlfriends. I also believe too she is Chainsaw Man. She's the freaking Kobeni. Yeah. So yeah, goated voice actor for her. We can put her in probably just meh. Big fan of the voice actor on both sides there, but don't know. She could really be like a really good character. I could see that happening. But typically these like short model stunners, these short model characters end up being stunners most of the time. So I don't know. But I just put her in meh. I don't want to put her in meh, but that's my gut feeling. It's just meh. I actually do like the design more than the meh category, but I'll just leave her there for now. I'll leave Roxy there for now. Then we have Sigrid. UmaMusume fans, stand up. This is a horse tyrant. Yes, I believe that is confirmed. I think so. I think so. She's a horse tyrant, so that's pretty freaking awesome. Once again, if you've played Genshin Impact in the past, this is Nilou, Danny Chambers. So she's going for a very like deep and broad voice for this one, but very cool aesthetic, but also kind of generic as well. I feel like I've just seen this so much, you know. I feel like I'm thinking of Saber in my head because that's, you know, I mean, just the blonde hair and the blue and like the turquoise eyes. But I'm sure she'll be fun. I know in this instance here in the trailer, we just got this very like, you know, boss, like assertive, but also like hero, helpful, like, you know, the guard lady, like the hero of the land sort of a situation here. Definitely a part of her own faction. Like I don't think anybody else in this list is in the same faction as she is. I think she has her own faction going. But yeah, nothing too much to say about her. If we go to the tier list here, I would say no, I don't think I can put her in meh. I think I'll throw her with Norma. Like I say, I like them, you know, because I feel like this character, they should be powerful. I'm not judging based off of strength. It's everything, like visual, strength, voice, you know. Obviously personality is out the question because we don't know that yet, and I don't want to go off of like one sentence or two, right? We all know what happened with Orphe when we did that, you know, with just the look of it. Oh my god. So yeah, I'll put the Durandal XP. I like them. I'm sensing I hope not ice. I sense a really strong physical element with her, or not element, but just the physical type of character. Attack physical, I could see her being, definitely. Then we have Phoenix. Now Phoenix is a character who's getting a lot of love on Reddit, and surprisingly enough, HOLLOWELL. For anybody who actually goes on there. This is like the character that everybody's like, ooh, you know. Phoenix, very overused name for sure. I feel like Phoenix is just like the cool name to pick. And her one line was just something like, you didn't expect things to end this way, or this is how you wanted things to end. Very like, yeah, you know, mysterious line there, but she looks like she could be pretty darn important. Oh shoot, you think she might be with the is that a band-aid? Yeah, it is. You think she might be with, nah, because they seem like real, just, you know, working at a restaurant. She seems more like she's on a different planet or something. She seems a lot more important. And then goated JPVA. You've seen her, you've heard her, she's in everything, literally everything. And then Michaela Jill Murphy. Oh, Last Airbender. Oh my god, the blind one. Toph. Yeah, Toph. I believe so. Well, I'll double check on that one, but I'm pretty sure. Her voice sounded very like faint when she was talking. But we'll go ahead and put her. She wasn't really giving me much in that trailer. Phoenix. But I don't know. This character just seems a little bit like too important to me. I gotta go with Intrigued. Once again, outfit, like design, I wasn't too crazy about. But I don't know. I can't put her low. I just can't do it. I can't do it. That is Phoenix. We'll put Phoenix in Intrigued. Severian. Now Severian, we've seen him a couple of packs ago, actually. And I'll be real with you, brother. When I see Severian, I cannot picture him in combat. I'm not saying I don't think he's playable. I'm not saying he looks like an NPC. No. I'm just saying it, whenever I try and think of him in combat and doing like flashy moves, I literally just, I can't. Like it's just a blank slate in my head. I can't see him kicking and punching, and I just can't see it. I don't know why. I can't see it. We can put Severian, because he's been here for a while, so he's actually not just like on the spot new. He'll go right in the middle for me. I like him. I do like him. I like the males in Zenless. Unfortunately, Zenless themselves don't like the males. But yeah, the males in Zenless are pretty awesome. Just, I guess, not so much meta-wise, apparently. But I'll put him there. I like him, you know? I like him. He's a good fit for the cop crew, the Neeps crew. I don't know what ZZZ was doing there. Now, hold up. I just looked it up. The JPVA, Morikawa Toshiyuki, Leon Kennedy. Leon Kennedy, the freaking fox from Zootopia. Brother. Like, holy crap. But wait, there's more. He's freaking Shadow in the Sonic cinematic series. Like the Sonic movies, Sonic the Hedgehog. He's Shadow in the movies. Sonic 3. Goated. Brother, he is Minato. He's Minato. Alright, I'm done. Next we have the Storyteller. Bro. When she popped up, I'm not trying to hate either, but so the blindfold, the way it's on her face, it looks just like Trigger. So immediately in my mind I went, oh, that's kind of like, I just got like reused in my head. Like I'm like, it just kind of looks like they just did the same thing. Like I know it's a blindfold, but immediately it was just like, oh, Trigger. Huh. But then it also gave me like a Wuthering Waves vibe as well immediately. And I hated how when she was talking, she was whispering, and then like there was these loud sounds happening.
The source of that endless stream is neither human ingenuity nor a gift from the heavens above.
So it was like, I was trying to understand what she was saying, and she was like going on this monologue, and I'm just like, but then I was like, hey, she is the storyteller, so I guess it makes sense, right? But Lara Welsh, Minnie Duran, and Zibat. That's who Lara Welsh voices. That's awesome. I don't know, man. I'm not with the majority of people on this one. I'm sure she'll be important, but I'm just kind of feeling an Anthony Fantano, you know, a light to mid 3 on that one. Not really too crazy about it. I'm sure she'll be cool with like those like sharp things she's got, but I don't know. As of right now, just kind of mad to me. I wasn't all that interested in her. I'll just put her down there. I know we'll see what happens, but for now, Ramielle Dan, Amber Lee Collins, Farina, and 1,000 other people as well. Characters as well. So shout out to Amber. She's also like a lead of a voice acting group and everything like that. She's freaking awesome. So yeah, for her to be in this like this is actually crazy. But anywho, Ramielle, man, I put up a video a long time ago. I put it up on screen here. I feel like Chris Rock on stage, and the Zenless team stood up, walked up to the stage, and just slapped me across the face. Because if this is supposed to be the girl from the trailer, the girl from the Fallen Hiken, I forget how you pronounce it, that group from that first lore teaser, bruh. Like, you know, I guess that was foolish of me to assume that most of the people from that video were dead. But we knew they were missing, but I kind of thought they were just gone. But is this supposed to be the same person, bruh? I'm not mad at it. I just had a firm belief that these guys were toast. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, man, I guess perhaps that's her. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be her, but I mean, it looks awful close. But yeah, man, I want to show you guys this too. If you guys played the couple patches ago, the story, not gonna lie to y'all, I really liked her when she looked like this. When she looked like this, I was all for it. The black, I love. The low wings, the dark wings, the stockings, I was like, and like the buckle here, I was like, the mask, I was like, yeah, I like this a lot, and I was all for it. But now she's going more of the like Alicia from Honkai Impact 3rd route, and I have nothing against Honkai Impact 3rd, but I'm just tired of them trying to bring back Alicia in different ways constantly. You know, I did it with Star Rail, and now it's coming to Zenless. I'm kind of like tired of them doing that constantly, but either way, you know, white wings or dark wings, I gotta put her up here because I like her attitude and how she was in the beginning, in the past that she was in the story, and I like how she's not necessarily the hero type just yet. Probably will end up being like that, but I'm excited for her. And I'm not sure if she will be the Void Hunter because she seemed like she wasn't on our side, but who knows what'll happen. We don't know. But either way, her design, I'm all for it. More so the black design, not really the white design. But I mean, you know, Amber Lee Collins, keep going with the voice you had for her. I don't want her to change into some like goody two shoes. I like how she was kind of on the dark, like mysterious side. But could have two versions like Ye Guang, light and dark. I don't know. You know, maybe like a dark pit or just pit. Something like that. Very excited for her though. I'm putting her up there. Very excited for her. She might be a lot sooner than later. I was a bit surprised to see that Velina was actually first and not her. And last but not least, that leaves us with the one and only. Once again, they slapped me in the face. Sunbringer. Sunbringer. Ooh, I know that actor too. Erica Lindbeck. I think that is Chevreuse from Genshin Impact as well. Yes, sir. Or Blaze the Cat, actually, from Sonic. Daki from Demon Slayer. And yes, I believe Chevreuse too. Because I remember seeing, oh shoot, Futaba from Persona as well. You're talking about somebody who invented Bang Boos, right? It's like you think about real life. You think about like Thomas Edison, you know, like inventors. Immediately you would just assume, oh no, like they're long gone, you know? You would think. But no. Apparently not. We'll see more when the time comes, but obviously very excited for her. But the reason why I'm so excited for Sunbringer is simply because Hyoverse set it up. That's how you do it. You want to set something up as soon as you start your game or your story or whatever. You have that lore teaser, so you plant the seeds. So as time goes on, you can come back and you can be like, oh, that's that character from, you know what I mean? That's a genius move to do. I know I keep using Genshin as like a reference point, but you remember this trailer, the storyline preview? Genius. This is what I mean. And this is what's similar with Zenless with that lore teaser. You give us something to go off of. You give us that tease. You give us your roadmap for where we're gonna go and what's gonna happen, but just a little bit. And then when we see this character, when we see this character, when we see, oh, you couldn't see it there, but we see this character, you know, the years go by, and every year you can come back to this video and you can be like, oh, yo, that, you know, now we're here. But it's, you know, in real time, we are like, what, 5 years in on this game? So that's just such a cool concept to me, and that's why I love it so much. So it hasn't been that long for Zenless, but that lore teaser is doing the same thing. It's giving us the breadcrumbs. It's giving us, not even the breadcrumbs, it's giving us the seeds planted in the soil. And then as time goes, they grow, and it's like, oh, that was that seed. That was, you know, Sunbringer. So that's a genius strategy to do, especially with these gacha games where characters are the main appeal for the most part. So it's just natural for people to be excited for those kind of characters, myself included. But there you go. That's my list. Like I said, really kind of a pointless video. This will probably be completely switched by the time we actually get these characters. We don't know their personalities. Severian we do know, and Norma and Velina a little bit. But just first thoughts, you know, we'll see how it ends up being in the end. And obviously, like I said earlier in the video, this is not everybody we're going to get for season 3. There'll be plenty more, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What's your favorite character so far based off visuals, appearance, or maybe even the character themselves? I guess we did get a little bit of RAMIELLE, obviously, but I'm gunning for Claret. Claret, don't fail me. Don't be a skip. If anybody, I'm gunning for Claret. Please be good. But that'll do it for me, and I will catch you guys in the next one.